Does an orthopedic condition or sports injury have you sidelined? Make your comeback with GW Hospital Sports Medicine. We offer services from neck to toe, including care for shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, and hands. Plus, we're the official healthcare partner of GW Athletics, the DC Furies, and the DC Revolution. Get back to doing the things you love. Learn more at gwhospital.com/sportsmed or call 888-4GW-DOCS. Physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital.
Whether you want a laid-back trail to hit with friends or you're planning something more adventurous, All Trails Plus is your guide to making the most of your time outdoors. Get outside today with 3 free months of All Trails Plus with code podcast23 at alltrails.com/podcast.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Grace Under Pressure podcast. Today I am joined by one of my teammates, a little bit younger, Miss Dakota. Miss Dakota, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name's Dakota. I'm 15, almost 16, and I'm homeschooled, I guess. Is that a good way to introduce myself? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
I'm kind of nervous.
Oh, no, don't be. So I wanted to get you on the podcast just because, I remember when you first came in and, that's a big hurdle for a lot of people just to get through the doors. Yeah. And you kept coming back. So what brought you to want to try jiu-jitsu?
So as I mentioned earlier, I am homeschooled. So the big reason was for socialization. My parents found it and they were like, oh, this sounds really cool. And also for self-defense reasons. And we started watching YouTube videos at home and they were wondering if I wanted to do it. And I thought it looked a lot of fun. And I really wanted to learn self-defense. So kind of why I started. Yeah. And I guess, I don't know. I got really nervous whenever I first started.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, you came in, and this is not meant to embarrass you by any stretch of the imagination. But I remember you did get a little teary.
I cried.
Yeah. But I mean, that's something where I thought, oh no, we're not going to see her again. But you kept showing up, girl. I mean, you have really, your jiu-jitsu is, I like to say it's a little bit like mine. It's very slippery and, snake-like in a way. But and you've competed. And so what got you just to keep going despite, your initial legitimate fears, it sounds like?
Well, despite the tears, I actually had a lot of fun my first day there, and you guys were really welcoming and stuff. And I don't know, I just felt very comfortable there, and it really helped my self-esteem. It helped my physical health, of course. And
sure.
I really enjoyed it, the community there. Learning the techniques and stuff made me feel like, I don't know, just kind of like I could do it, I guess. It was really fun to see my progression, I feel like. I was watching back a few videos of how I used to do and compared to now, and I'm like, oh, I've actually gotten better. Yeah. It's really interesting to see because it doesn't feel like you're getting better until you actually look back and see how you were doing before.
That's very wise words. Yeah, it's kind of like, you don't feel like you're getting, taller or bigger or stronger, if you're weightlifting. But if someone hasn't seen you in 3 months or 6 months, it's like, whoa, it's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
I know it was really awesome because I know for the, and I know, but when you first came in, we were training out of a church. Because of a pipe burst and we had a horrible winter and it was just flooded at our school. And so I thought, oh no, if we have new people come, they may think this is just a slap together operation or something. But no, you saw us kind of when we were in recovery mode and rebuilding mode. Did. Yeah. And it was great that we had some of our teammates have moved away since then, but I think we've gotten more teens in the program since you've joined as well.
There has been a lot of teenagers like join that I've noticed. It's been really cool to see. I like when people my age join.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we tend to get we've gotten a lot of those, so that's a good thing. So what? There was a couple other jiu-jitsu places. Were we the first and only jiu-jitsu place you tried, or did you look other places? Or
yeah, the Pursuit's the first and only one that I tried. Okay. But I really liked it, and I felt we were gonna try the other one too, but I just felt really welcomed there. Yeah. So we just stuck with that one.
Well, and I'll tell you, I'm a little biased. I think we've got a good program. So, but what have been, you said you just felt like you could do the techniques. So can you talk to me about what do you, I think I know what you mean, but for the listeners who might not know, what do you mean when you say you feel like you could do the techniques?
Well, let me see if I can try to put that into better words. I'm bad at explaining things.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't know. It's just kind of a confidence boost, I guess, whenever you see this really difficult technique. And at first it looks really difficult. And the first few times that you try it, it's very difficult. But once you do it and a few times, you kind of get it and it starts becoming muscle memory. It's like, that's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just kind of a confidence boost, I guess.
Oh, yeah. And that absolutely makes sense. I think that's something that we say a lot, and you may have heard it, is that, jiu-jitsu is for everybody. And, I might not be able to do, some of the big smash and pass stuff that, some of our bigger teammates can do, but I don't have to, do jiu-jitsu. I can do, the tricky things, the flexible things,
Those are so fun.
They are. And you're still young. You still have all the cartilage in your bones, so you can get away with it. But I know so I know that because I've trained with you, I know you've got those long, flexible legs and arms. So what do you think is your favorite technique that you've learned so far? I know it's not been, a long time, but you've spent some time on the mat, so you kind of know what you like and what you don't like so far.
I really like, what's it called? A Kimura, where you put your legs over.
Oh, the step over Kimura?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's where they're kind of like internal almost.
Okay. So on the side. Yeah, that's a fun one. That is a fun one.
I really like that one. That's probably my favorite one.
Okay. Hey, it's a good one. It's everybody's, shoulder can only go so far, so that is a fun one. I think when I was first starting out, I think I liked the Kimuras as well, just because I could get those.
Yeah, they're fun to get.
They are fun and they're always there. You can have it in gi and no gi. They're always legal. You just can't be, kneeing your partner in they got to be now. But of course, as you said, with the confidence, it's so good to know that, hey, if something happens, I can at least do something, so I'm not totally defenseless, right?
Which is always great.
Oh, for sure. Because in just a few years, it's crazy to think, you'll be going out into the world, going to, and so it makes me feel better to know that you've got something in your toolkit,
Yeah, it's very great to have in the back of my mind for self-defense situations that I'm not completely, I have no clue what to do,
Well, of course. So
it's a constant thought.
Oh, gosh, yes. And I know, and I just kind of keep thinking, back to day one to where you are now, you just blossomed and flourished, not to, but I know when you probably stepped on the mat, you probably weren't thinking, oh, well, one day I'm going to go and compete,
Yeah, no, I had no idea I was going to go compete.
And you crushed it, girl. You did such a good job. Tell us about that. How did you get the desire to go compete, and why did you decide to go compete?
So I was debating it for a while, actually. I didn't know if I was even going to compete at all. I was just going to do it for strictly self-defense. But then I kind of kept hearing about it in the gym, and I decided to watch some competitions and some tournaments. And me and my neighbor Cullen, he visits our gym sometimes on Fridays. We watched this like MMA fight, and they did a lot of jiu-jitsu, and I was like, I want to do that. That looks so cool. So I just kind of decided next competition I'm gonna compete. And then stuff happened, and I wasn't able to, and I was so sad about it. So the December one came up, and I'm like, nope, we have to sign up for it immediately. I was so early signing up for it so that I couldn't back out.
Yeah.
Because I knew I'd get nervous and back out.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So what was that like? You know, walk me through, you know, kind of the leading up to it and on competition day. Yeah.
So as soon as the sign up thing came out and you were able to sign up, I'm like, Mom, I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to sign up today. So we signed up like the day that you were able to. And also, I really wanted that free T-shirt.
Hey, it's a good plus. Yeah, it's a good plus. It's like, yes.
So I actually videoed the days leading up to it and kind of talked through how nervous I was. I had made predictions. I was like, I think I'm going to try my best, but I had predicted that I was going to get tapped out. But that I was going to be able to kind of hold my own for a little bit and then get tapped out. That was my prediction 2 days before. I had it all on video. I lost the videos, though. I was so sad about that. I know. I filmed like the whole thing. I filmed me getting ready. I got ready the night before the competition because I was so nervous and we had to leave so early. I braided my hair and put hairspray in it, and Mom's like, you're doing so much for this for no reason. Yeah. Not for no reason. She knew I was excited. But she was like, you're going to sleep with bobby pins in your hair, really?
Yeah, that's not the best idea. I'm not going to lie.
It wasn't, but, you know.
Yeah.
My hair stayed intact, though, for it. It didn't fall out. That was a huge worry I had, was that it was going to fall out in my eyes. And then
I mean, you know, that's one of those things. I'm telling you, I've competed a bunch, and that is still a concern I have. Is my hair going to stay? The answer is no.
No, it won't. I just didn't want it to fall completely in my eyes. And okay, so I got really dehydrated while I was doing the competition. Okay. So halfway through, I had her in guard, and I couldn't feel my tongue. I was so dehydrated. I was just like, I don't know what to do right now. And like, it was really interesting, actually. I thought I wasn't going to be able to hear what Professor Eric was saying at all. I thought I would get really overwhelmed and stuff while competing. Yeah. But I couldn't hear anything but what he was saying, which was really, really interesting to me. Like, I somehow tuned everything out but what he was saying. Wow. I don't know. That was really weird how my mind did that. It still kind of trips me up. It's like, how?
Yeah, yeah. It's fascinating because usually when it's a lot of adrenaline, nerves, you know, anxiety, if you want to call it that, we usually have difficulty focusing, right? Yeah. You know, and so the fact that you were able to focus on Coach's voice is really impressive for your first ever tournament.
I was able to focus on what he was saying, but I heard what he was saying, but it took me a minute to react to what he was saying.
Yes, yes.
I wish I could make my reaction time a bit faster, but I'll work on that.
Yeah, I'm sure the more competitions you do, the easier it'll be. Yeah.
I was going to do the competition. What was it? It was in Biloxi, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to do that one, but I broke my nose, so I wasn't able to do that.
You've had a few little scrape-ups recently.
Yeah.
I would like the listeners to know it did not happen in jiu-jitsu.
It did not. It did not happen in jiu-jitsu.
think it's been swinging, rope swing incidents, going outdoor incidents, But we got to put you in a padded bubble, it seems like every time. But so you get in the competition, you're able to focus on coach's voice.
Yeah.
And so walk us through, because I don't want to spoil it for the listeners. You did crush it. So tell me, what did you do? What did you do?
Okay, so it started off kind of intense. I was actually really surprised about that, to be honest. But I got her in my guard. I think she got the points for the takedown because we both went down, but she guard pulled.
Okay.
So I think that's what it was. So she got the points for the takedown. I got her in guard. And we stayed like that for a little while. So I did the thing where you lift your hips up and you kind of roll them over. I did that pass.
Okay.
I got to mount. And it was just a lot of it just struggled to stay on her mount and trying to get I was trying to mainly go after the arms and neck. I tried to get a choke, but the ref said that wasn't legal.
Okay.
So I couldn't get it. And I still am confused about what wasn't legal about it.
Okay.
I think what happened was I accidentally grabbed the fabric of my rash guard.
Of your rash guard. Yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah, because it was a no-gi competition.
That's right.
So I'm pretty sure that might have been what happened looking back on the videos. But I didn't realize that at the time.
Sure. You're just going for anything and everything.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And I ended up winning that round by points. I had 6 points and she had 2 points. And all through it. Okay, so the second one, the first one, because I did 2 rounds. The second was a consolation round, I think, so it didn't technically count, but I didn't know that at the time either.
Gotcha.
But the first one, my anxiety really got the best during it. I listened to his voice, but the whole through getting on the ground, I had blacked out. I couldn't see anything.
Oh no.
It was really weird, yeah.
Yeah, that's that adrenaline dump. Oh yeah. And and it's so different from, rolling in class.
It's a much higher intensity for sure.
It is, because I think sometimes, what's scary is you think, oh crap, if this was in real life, I would have been killed, potentially. So it's
really if this was in real life, I
didn't make it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of blacked out during the first one, but the second one, after I had done well on that one, I was a lot more focused and I could hear a lot better. Like I could already hear him, but my reaction time was better on the second one. And that one was very close. We kept going. I can't remember it very well. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, this one, I had her in guard again. Neither of us got the takedown point, though.
Okay.
I think I pulled her guard.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
So I got her in guard, and she kept trying to get out of it, obviously.
Of course.
Man, those elbows hurt. I remember that hurting so bad.
It does. It really does.
My sternum was also so bruised the next day because she kept putting her weight in. She was really good at trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
So I eventually let go, and it was like a scramble. And I ended up getting back on her mount. And I'm not sure how that was. I don't know. I'm having a really hard time remembering it. My mom videoed it, and halfway through the video, I'm like, I did that? I don't even remember this.
I love it.
Did that happened? I don't know. I it's just kind of more adrenaline and trying to quickly think through about what I was going to do instead of focusing on what exactly was happening, I think. I don't know.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. I know that we were also massively proud of you just because it was just like, yes, we wanted you to be able to crush it. And, it's always an interesting thing when you look back at your first tournament and if you do compete again.
I definitely am competing again.
Oh, yeah. About to say, you got it, girl. You got it.
It was so fun.
It is. It is very fun. It's nerve-wracking, but then you get to see, where you have strengths, where you have some weaknesses that you can work on. And it's the best, to me, it's one of the best ways to simulate, someone actually coming at you, right? And of course, when you get up to higher levels, there's some people who will do the more, gaming the system.
Yeah.
But, if people are constantly going for submissions on you, you can definitely tell like, oh crap, I'm leaving myself open here, or, ooh, I need to refine this here. It's a really good, if you're running a science experiment with your jiu-jitsu, that's the laboratory, right?
Yeah. That's a really good analogy.
Oh, well, thank you. I try my best as an English teacher. I try. So, I know that your younger brother has joined since you.
He has, yeah.
So what was that like? Was he just getting sick of you beating up on him when you came home? Like, here, let me use you,
I mean, pretty much, because I practice on him.
Oh, my goodness, Dakota, I was kidding.
I used to practice on my parents, but they got tired of it. So.
Okay.
No, they just got busy.
Yeah.
Connor and I practice. He would get like.
Febreze is a proud partner of Can't Cancel Pride. However you choose to express yourself, Febreze has the perfect scent to make your home even more fabulous in your own unique way. Have an amazing Pride from Febreze.
I would teach him stuff, and then he got really excited about it and wanted to learn more, but I obviously can't explain stuff very well.
Sure.
So I'm sitting here trying to explain it, and he's like, I have no clue what you're saying. And I'm like, I'm trying my best, bud. So he just got really excited about it, and we kept doing that, and I kept trying to teach him stuff, and eventually his friend Isaac had talked about joining too. So that was kind of the final straw for Connor. He really wanted to join, and me and my parents actually got him that for Christmas. We got him the thing to join because he had been talking about it so much. And,
that's awesome.
Learning a ton about it. So he got to do that for Christmas. Got the key and everything.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I know. I've seen him a couple of times, and he's the one who's kept me up to date with, oh, well, your training partner's not going to be here. Yes, she's not going to be here because she knocked herself out. It's like, what? Like just saying it with a smile on his face. Yeah, saying it with a smile on his face.
I think he does that. He's like, so anyways.
Yeah.
He acts like it happens every day. He's no longer surprised.
No longer surprised, no. So with jiu-jitsu, are y'all able to, practice at home with each other, or does somebody get their feelings hurt? Because I know with sometimes when it's brothers, I know it's brother and sister here, but I know like if it's brothers going against each other or sisters going against each other, it's all fun and games until somebody pulls the hair a little hard or something, then all of a sudden it's on. So
I think the age difference kind of helps with that a little bit, because we have a 5-year age gap, and I still see him as a lot younger than what he is, honestly. In my mind, he's still like 7 years old. So. Oh my. But he can get a hurt every now and then. But yeah, we practice together at home. I have mats that we lie out on the floor. We used to have a trampoline, but the wind took it. So I have these jiu-jitsu mats that we put them together like a puzzle piece. So it's a whole like night that we do it. It's so fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
We make it into this like event.
Oh man, that's great though. That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun for sure. Sometimes to get my dad to join is so fun.
So I know, about to say, like, we've got you and your brother. Now we just got to get your folks in on the fun.
I know. They've actually been talking about joining the 5 a.m. classes, but I don't think that Mom's going to be real up to that.
Yeah. It's the breakfast club isn't for
really,
everybody.
really early.
It is early. I won't lie.
would not be able to do that.
Well,
Love y'all to death, but...
I understand completely. I know it takes some getting used to. When I was your age, I was definitely not a morning person, but
I'm not a morning person.
So I have a question. Did your mom or dad ever tell you why they picked jiu-jitsu over another martial art? I know my parents picked taekwondo when I was about your age. So why jiu-jitsu versus something else?
I'm not really sure why they chose jiu-jitsu over something else.
Okay.
I think maybe so the Popes and my parents are like friends, I think.
Okay.
So maybe that's why.
That could very well be why. The Popes are very...
I'm pretty sure that might be why.
Yeah, that tracks there. We love the Popes, so...
I'm really glad for it, though. I really enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. And I know every time, because I'm trying to think about how many years you've been training. I know it's been over a year. I can't remember if it's been 2 years. 2 years, yeah. Because when you get my age, everything blends together. It could have been 22 years, But yeah, so it's 2 years, and I know that your skill and your technique has, gotten better and better every time I've rolled with you. For those who are listening, when I've rolled with Dakota, she is able to slip through the smallest little itty bitty crack. You cannot give this girl an inch; she will take the whole mile. And so, but that makes that makes my game so much better when I roll with you. If somebody's not as sneaky as you, or as slippery, they don't have a chance. So it's one of those things where I love, being able to train with you and helping to show you different techniques that you might be able to do that, I love my husband to death, but we're built totally different, so I can teach you all the things I think will work for you. And so
you can, and I really appreciate that. I absolutely love rolling with you. You're one of my biggest role models in jiu-jitsu.
Oh my goodness. Stop that.
I swear, I tell my parents that almost every time.
Oh my goodness. Well, your check is in the mail, Dakota. So no. But I'll tell you though, I really am so thrilled that you're training at our gym, just because the amount of senior belt females we have. We don't have any black belts, but we have a lot of purple belts and a lot of blue belts. And I know when I first started in jiu-jitsu, there were maybe 2 other girls. One of them is still doing jiu-jitsu, but that was it. I was out there on an island by myself, and there weren't many teens. Not that it wasn't a welcoming program or something to teens. It's just not a lot of people were doing that. And I think our gym, I'm just kind of seeing the transformation over about 6 years, just seeing how many more teens are getting involved. Jiu-jitsu is getting a lot more popular.
It is. It is getting a lot more popular.
I don't know. Have you followed, who Mark Zuckerberg is, I'm assuming?
I do.
Yeah. He just competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament.
I saw that. I was like, huh? That one threw me for a loop.
I know. It's like, imagine, I'm just going to go up against somebody random and it's him. It's like, oh, geez. Yeah. It's like, I'm getting my butt kicked by, a nerd or something.
How do you even react to that, honestly?
I don't know. Because I wouldn't want to hurt him because, it's like, oh, crap. What if he gets mad or something?
I don't want him to sue me.
Yeah. It's like, I don't have anything for you, man. I'm sorry.
You get blocked off Facebook because you beat him in a tournament.
Oh, that'd be bad, wouldn't it? Oof, that'd be bad. Yeah.
Talk about Facebook, Jill.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, literal Facebook jail. Yeah.
Literal.
Yes, yes. So, have there been any people that you've run into? I know that you're in the homeschool community. Have there been any other kids your age that you've run into that have been interested in doing jujitsu, or have you? Is it kind of a little bit more isolated, where it's kind of harder to reach out?
Let me think. I've actually heard of a few people doing jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's definitely several people interested.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends, Corey, was really interested in taking it, but he just didn't have the time for it.
Okay.
I think that's a really big problem, and for a lot of teenagers, it's just that they don't have the time for it, because it does take a lot to get there for a lot of people.
Right. I mean, and you're in a unique position.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because we live in the country, right? So everything's kind of spread out. So for a lot of people, it's really hard to drive like 30 minutes to go spend an hour whenever with school and different hobbies and stuff. And a lot of people have work.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a big reason why a lot of teenagers don't do it.
And I think that's a really good observation. I think, I see it from the teacher side of things, right? But there's a lot of pressure on teenagers to do a lot of different things, to go to college or go to a trade, whatever it may be. So how do you, I know you're in the homeschool and you can kind of, in some programs, you can kind of set your pace a little bit better.
Yeah.
What is that balance like for you, training and, being in the middle of school? How do you find that balance?
Well, lately, if you've noticed, I've been having to go a bit less because school's just been really stressful. Life's been kind of difficult, which I'm about to get back on my pattern. I miss it a lot, actually. This happened last year, too. But it's just because school's ending. It's a lot.
Right.
But my program that I use for school is very self-paced. As long as I get it done before, like, June, not June. I can work a bit in June, but before July for sure. As long as I get it done before then, it doesn't matter how, like, I'm trying to think about how to put this. I don't have just an 8 till 4 schedule, we take off random days, all that. So if one day I have to take off school early because I have to go to jiu-jitsu or something, because Connor's class is an hour before mine. So a lot of times I have to go sit in there for an hour. And sometimes then I'll get done with studying and stuff. Sometimes. I should study more during those times than I should, honestly. But I'll get done with reading a lot there. But I guess
which I have seen.
How, yes, you have seen. I guess that's kind of how, and my workout schedule I do in the mornings before school. I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
But it's very self-paced, and whenever I start work this summer, school's going to have to be rearranged a little bit. Sure. I'm really glad I can do that, honestly.
Oh, yeah. And that's a great benefit of, in homeschooling. That's another thing that's getting more popular.
Yeah, it is.
Is the ability to kind of set your own pace. And, I know some people who've been through homeschooling and they graduate high school, or go through that program early. And then they are, sometimes they're like 17 years old going to college. It's like,
my friend Ellie, she graduated at 16 and then went to college, and she's still 16.
Wow.
She just turned 17 not too long ago. Yeah, she's super smart too.
I mean, more power to her. I mean, I would not have been ready.
I couldn't do that, but props to her.
I would not have been ready. I would have.
No.
I was barely ready when I graduated. But I mean, that's awesome though, and that's just a really great benefit. You can, set your own pace. Because, you think about it, you get off to college and, and to, a larger extent, when you go out into the world to, not that college isn't the world,
Yeah, I
but
know what you mean.
yeah, when you're getting a job, whatever that looks like, it could be a 9 to 5, could be, like a nurse, those kind of different schedules, it's not somebody telling, you've got to learn how to pace yourself. You've got to learn, I have this work I got to get done and I'm going to get it done. And unless it's something, a bit more structured, like, something like you're on call with like nursing or, medical stuff, right? Or, policing or being in the fire department, where it's that very much regimented, you got to learn that self-discipline. And I know that's something that I've seen with you, just with you reading, which always warms us English teachers' heart. You do seem to be at least disciplined from what I've seen. So that's hats off to you. Yeah, hats off to you and your parents for sure. That's a whole that's a whole team effort there for sure. So I know some people can do homeschool, some people could do online school. COVID taught us that not everybody can.
Yeah. You definitely have to have a lot of self-discipline whenever it comes to homeschool, especially online school.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still working on that, but I feel like I've gotten better across the years.
Mm-hmm. Well, as one would, as you're growing up, you learn how to, regiment yourself a little bit better. Some people never do, but I think that's just, and I don't know, maybe that's something about homeschooling and maybe with martial arts. You have to have the discipline for both of them, right? To do well,
And I've noticed that with martial arts, it's a very mentality thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you kind of have to be in the right headspace, I've noticed, for me at least.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I had worked with my past competition. I worked with a sports psychologist, Erin Hurley. She was on the podcast. And that was all about getting in the right headspace. Because,
What's that
when
like?
Getting in the right headspace well, it's going to look different, for everybody, right? Because everybody's a little different from everybody else. But for me, it was a lot of don't focus. I'm really simplifying here, but it was don't focus on the negative. Because sometimes when you focus on the negative I heard you say earlier, like, oh, I'll probably hold my own, but then I'll get tapped out. Right.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on that, it would be, what are your strengths? What do you do well? And, when things are, getting negative, you don't allow your thoughts to spiral, right? And you may, for me in this past competition, I kind of kept telling myself when I felt like, oh crap, something's not going quite right. What we found worked for me is, when that's happening, say, no, you want this more than her. And you just keep going. And so it's just like you dig down deeper and you don't allow that negative to take root. And and of course, again, that's going to look different for every person. Right. And so you may not spiral. I spiral. That's my thing. When I'm rolling, big Sean, right? When I roll with Sean, it's like, oh crap, my knee. Okay. If my knee's hurting, then I'm going to have surgery. If I'm having surgery, I'm going to be out for like 5 weeks. It's going to be a whole, so next thing you know, I'm like, crap. So, and that's all it is at that point. But it's just trying to focus on the variables you can control, right? You can control your training, the amount that you do to some extent, right? You can control, how well you're doing, like maybe cardio. If your cardio is not the best, you can control that. You can do some things to make that better. You can control XYZ, sleep, strength training. You can do all those things. And so that when you are stepping on the mat and you're ready to go, I have brought everything I can. Let's do this, so just something like that. Yeah. So that might be something we can work on for your next competition of, you're not going to get submitted. You're going to be the one submitting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My biggest mindset in the last one was no matter what happens, it's going to be a learning experience.
And that's a very healthy attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's, thinking back to anyone's first competition, it may not have been the most stellar performance. Unlike you did very well. So, but it's always a chance to learn. It's always is a chance. And I think Coach Eric has a sign that says, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good, healthy mentality, because it is a very good thing. Because I think about it, if we were in a different gym, would that attitude be what you're surrounded by? And I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just very thankful that we're in an environment, in a coaching environment, I'll say, where your worth isn't dictated by how many gold medals or whatever you have, right?
Yeah.
So that's something where, it's not, your worth isn't performance based, which is so important, for everyone, but especially, young girls such as yourself, to know that I have worth. I may not be the next female Gordon Ryan. I could be, but just because I'm not, that doesn't mean I don't have worth, or I'm not good at jiu-jitsu. But that's me on my soapbox there, I guess. So what advice, just because, you came in, go from, I don't want to say shy and timid, but, we go from.
No, I was shy. I was shy and timid.
Okay.
Very good description, actually.
Okay. So we go from shy and timid to just a beast on the mats. So what advice would you give for somebody who was in your situation and just not really sure about it? What advice would you give somebody?
Probably just find people that you feel comfortable with and really listen to them and try to learn the best you can, and then reach out and try to make new friends, because you never know who's going to be super nice and your new best friend. Because I've become friends with people I didn't think I would at jiu-jitsu. And it's really helped me open up a lot. Yeah. And just keep going back and learn as much as you can, I guess, would be my advice.
That's good. That's
just
very
try to find
good
people
advice
that you're most comfortable with. And learn as much as you can from them.
And I think that's good advice for, first timers all the way up to, senior belts too, find and always try to learn as much as you can and try to find people you're comfortable with. I think that's good. That's just good advice, Dakota, just dropping nuggets of wisdom, just really good stuff. I love it. Well, is there anything you want, to leave a note on, or anything you want to parting words of wisdom from Zen Master Dakota?
Congratulations on your recent competition, by the way. I thought you did
thank you very
well.
much. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was a fun,
I think that's it.
I cut you off. What were you saying? I'm so sorry. I said I cut you off, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think you cut me off.
Okay. Well, I guess on that note, then, I guess we'll say goodbye. I'll see you one day, maybe this week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'll be all right. I mean, I know summer's, getting in gear. You're winding up and winding down with school at the same time. So I understand.
I'm so ready to be done with school. I'll be done soon.
Oh, good. Well, we got to get you back on the mats. So
I know. I might be there tonight, actually.
Yes. The best night of the week for us. It's no-gi. Yes. So
it is no-gi. Yes.
Yes, exactly. If that doesn't entice you, I don't know what will. Yes. Thankfully, yes. Nobody else, it seems, likes no-gi at our gym. It's so sad.
Really? So, I love no-gi.
I do too.
It doesn't make any sense.
I know. It is. They're all wrong. It's okay. So
they're all wrong. Their opinions are wrong.
Yes, they are. Indeed. All right. Well, Miss Dakota, thank you for taking the time to talk with me on the podcast. And
thank you for letting me.
Yeah, of course. And so for anyone who is interested in trying out jiu-jitsu and, think it's too daunting and scary, Miss Dakota is an example that, you can overcome that initial shyness and a little bit of fear and just become a beast, so jiu-jitsu is a great confidence booster. So
it really is.
It is indeed. So I look forward to seeing you again, Miss Dakota, and have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Zaza Music Festival, the most anticipated summer event, is coming to Bader Field in Atlantic City on July 15th and 16th. Lado, DaBaby, Remy Ma, Freeway, Beanie Siegel, Coyle Ray, Coco Jones, and more. Plus, the world premiere of the new Burner Boy Breakfast Metaverse series, with more artists to be announced. Tickets are on sale now at ZazaFestivals.com. Get your tickets before they're gone. Visit ZazaFestivals.com for more info about the VIP experience and the full lineup. ZazaFestivals.com.
Leftovers or the DMV or house cleaning or Chumba Casino always brings the fun. Play over 100 different games online for free from anywhere. You could redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. Live the